from the beautiful Castaway Cay. Unlike last week, we were able to dock this morning pretty seamlessly, didn't even notice it really.
No.
So we are making our way to the Far Family Beach because I will be running the 5K actually on the island today. And Christian wants to ride the water slide at Pelican Plunge for the first time. So we'll be making our way over there and we'll show you some fun of the day. She's excited to be at Castaway Cay. Last time she was here, she was itty bitty. Everybody just finished the 5K. The kids now are already sorry, down in the water. I'm gonna go get changed and then I'll head down as well. That there is Pelican Plunge. Christian and I went out and did the open slide. Christian, what do you think of the slide? It was fun?
Yes, good, but also not fun.
Why was it not fun? Can you face the camera? Why was it not fun?
Because never.
Okay, Christian said it wasn't fun because he got some water in his mouth, and well, seawater is icky. We're gonna spend a few more minutes on the beach, and then Christian, are we still gonna ride bikes? Christian and I are gonna go for a nice little bike ride and show you some more of the island. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen, the beautiful Disney wonder at beautiful Disney's Castaway Cay. Christian and I finished our bike ride and I dropped him off at Scuttle's Cove, the kids club on the island that is the equivalent of the Oceaneer Club and Oceaneer Lab. Oh, look, you can see some fish down there. So he's having fun and he's gonna eat in the club. We're gonna get some food, probably from Cookies too. and we'll pick him up for, from there to go back to the ship in a little bit. We have made it on our bikes to the observation tower. I'll let you take a look. We're going to get back on our bikes and go to the end, the dead end of the bike trail, and then go back to the start. And Christian wants to go, decoration, Christian wants to go to Scuttle's Cove. It's hard to see, but those little yellow dots are people parasailing. It's beautiful weather today, and actually none of the port adventures here were canceled for the first time that we've ever been here for. Cookies too. There's also a drink station, soft serve ice cream just like on the ship, and then down in the middle there is fresh fruit all day long. Cookies too, and it smells amazing. Coleslaw, potato salad, couscous, and red tomato and red onion salad. Potato salad, coleslaw, Castaway Cay is my big eating day. I love it. Hamburgers, hot dogs, chicken, ribs, sauerkraut. I'm gonna get a chicken sandwich. Beans, corn, mahi salsa. Chocolate chip cookie, banana bread, cinnamon cake. Is that good? You know what it is? It's fish. Mmm. You're enjoying that, huh?
Bye.
Bite. You had a bite? Just taking some last pictures. We've been back on the ship for a while, but As you can see, a lot of people are streaming back to the ship right now. Look, it's a beautiful island, isn't it? Just beautiful. We're gonna hang out. Dinner's in a little bit over 2 hours. So we're gonna hang out till it's time to go to Tiana's place for our Mardi Gras menu dinner. Can't wait. We are back in Tiana's place tonight for Mardi Gras night, the menu that most people anticipated, especially for this sailing. I started off with the udon sausage fritters, which, as we learned from Food Network, is actually cooked meat and rice that are then put in a casing, but it was very tasty.
I had the shrimp and grits. It was with cheese and a barbecue sauce in there. It was really good. Only real complaint is that the grits could have been smoother, but overall it was really tasty. So, hey Lewis.
So, this night at dinner was a little weird. The kids were ready to leave. I wanted dessert. You weren't feeling well. So, we got a little bit of the dinner video, as you saw, but not all of it. So we're here to talk about the rest of the food, because food is
life.
Food is the best. So, you want to start with your entree?
Yep, so for the entree, I had the seared sea bass with shrimp jambalaya with fennel and a roulade sauce. The sea bass was flaky, it was moist, it was absolutely delicious. The shrimp jambalaya was just spicy enough that it was good. I know some people there's a common complaint about, oh, it's bland, it's not spicy enough. That's fine. Ask your server for Tabasco. I think if you hit it with a couple dashes of Tabasco, it'd probably be really good. Yes, that was a poke at Princess and the Frog, definitely. But it was definitely flaky. The fish was absolutely wonderful. It was seasoned perfectly. Like I said, it was flaky. It was just really done right, in my opinion. And the shrimp, they weren't overcooked. I ended up taking the tails off because they came with the tails on. Pulled it off, and I sliced it so it was in each bite of the jambalaya. It was just absolutely delicious.
I went with the vegetarian option on this particular evening. It is the honey roasted butternut squash. If you've watched previous videos where I've said that I've got the butternut squash soup at Animator's Palette, well, I like squash, so this is one of my favorite vegetarian options. I'm definitely not a vegetarian by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a really good dish. Tender, slightly naturally sweet butternut squash with celery, bell peppers, and a tomato sauce, and it's served with greens and rice. The tomato sauce, it's kind of like it's chunky, and it's got some spice to it. So we like spicy food. Mm-hmm. We're definitely not, Cajun, eat, super spicy stuff all the time, but we use a Louisiana seasoning a lot that we bought in Louisiana. And so we like spice. So if you want your food to be really spicy, you're not going to get that here. But if you like some spice to your food, but you know, don't want it to be overpowering and want to be able to taste the food, we have no complaints with anything at Tiana's. Like we said, we are not from New Orleans. We're not from Louisiana at all. But, you know, we've never had a bad meal at Tiana's. So, I don't know. Take what you will from what we say and what other people say. And, you know, try it for yourself. See what you think once this is all over and we can get back on a cruise ship. Check out Tiana's. Check out the food. See what you think about it.
That definitely leads us into dessert, which is, unfortunately, like Miriya said, I wasn't feeling well that night, so I took the kids to the kids club and then out to run around. But you had...
I stayed for dessert because, well, it's dessert.
It's true. And on Mardi Gras night, there's really only one option that you have to absolutely get when you're at Tiana's, and that's the beignets.
Yes, so I got the beignets as well as Mama Odie's white chocolate bread pudding. I have a soft spot in my heart for bread pudding. So I'll start with that. The bread pudding, it's moist, it's not over-baked, but it's not eggy, and the white chocolate is perfect with it. Now I want bread pudding. And the beignets were a lot like what we got in New Orleans. They were the crispy outside and the fluffy inside and served with chocolate sauce on the side. That was another complaint after the cruise. In our cruise group was a lot of people said, oh, I'd never dip my beignets in chocolate sauce.
Then don't.
It's there for you to do it if you want, because really, I mean, it's just fried dough with some powdered sugar. So yeah, it tastes like a powdered donut or a funnel cake, but I personally, I like the chocolate sauce with it. Otherwise, it just kind of feels bland. Yeah,
definitely. And I know at one point we're gonna do a separate video review, because you saw on our in between the Dream and this cruise, we went to Port Orleans, French Quarter, and we got the beignets there. So we're gonna do a separate video comparing the two. But another thing you can do if you don't, maybe you have Palo for Mardi Gras night on the Wonder, definitely hit up the New Orleans Square where you can get beignets there as well, which we didn't try it, but we'll have to.
I imagine it's the same.
Yeah, I imagine it's the same, but we'll have to try that on the Panama Canal cruise.
But you can also, if you're in a different dining room, you can order a dessert from somewhere else. So say you don't like, or nothing really interests you from Triton's dessert menu, you can order the beignets from Tiana's because they still have them. They're still serving them at Tiana's. It was a good meal at Tiana's. I enjoyed dessert by myself. Our server, Rob, was sure he doesn't want anything? So I went on the Personal Navigator app. You sure you don't want to bring any dessert? So
yeah,
Rob was great.
Yep. Our server and assistant server were definitely fabulous throughout the whole cruise. So
we've never had a bad one, but they were definitely up there at the top. So that was dinner. It was. Oh, there was also dancing. Well, that video is in there.
The video is later on. The video of Isabella and I dancing, but
which is cute because on our back-to-back cruises in 2017, Christian asked me to go dance with him at Tiana's, and so it was cute. Castaway Cay is always a day that we're looking forward to, as well as
Always.
everybody else on the ship. Christian was especially excited because we got to dock this time, and we didn't a week earlier on the Dream. So the kids were all, let's go get some breakfast and let's get off the ship as soon as we can. I did the Castaway Cay 5K for my third or fourth time. I can't remember for sure. It's a lot of fun. If you are a runner or a walker, do it. It's free. You know, get out, see part of the island that you might not see if you're just going to hang out at the beach. If you're a runner, you know, complete it in however long it takes you to run a 5K. So it could take you anywhere from, you know, we watched a video where someone said that they completed it in 17 minutes. That's way faster than I can run. I have a pretty decent 5K time, but that's fast. Or, you know, you can walk it and...
They won't really tell you to stop. I mean,
No.
you could walk at a snail's pace and there'll still be someone waiting to give you a medal.
I think they wait until, I think they said like 11 o'clock, and then if, you know, you're taking your time exploring.
That's like 2 hours.
Yeah, so, but they do have it where you can still pick up your medal at a designated location. I can't remember where it is at this point.
Yeah.
Because I get there, I do my 5K, get my medal, and then head off to the beach.
Yeah.
On this specific day, Christian wanted to try Pelican Plunge, which is the water slide. And so we went to the second family beach, which I think we went down there once for a few minutes before.
We did, but we haven't really camped out there in the past.
So this time, it was also different for the 5K because it's not meet up on the ship and all walk off together anymore.
There's a meetup.
So we got off the ship together and we walked to the split one way towards the bike rentals and the other way towards the beach. You guys went to the beach.
Yep.
I went and I did my 5K. I think we'll do a video about the 5K and just like overview and stuff as well. So look forward to that.
And that'll include not only running it on the island, but also contingency plans that Disney has that I had to work through on the Dream the week before.
So you guys played.
Yep, we played in the water. The kids, once they got to the beach, they really didn't want to wait, but we had to get them sunscreen because, I mean, even though the water's cooler, it's still the Bahamas. It was hot and the sun was shining really bright, so I wanted to make sure that they were protected.
It was a toasty day.
Yeah, and you went on the interior of the island. It was horrible. But once we got them sunscreen, they took off towards the water immediately.
And we're still playing in the water when I got back. About 30 minutes later. So then you went and hung out in the shade.
Yeah,
I took a nap.
I did take a nap. Like I said during the dinner video, I wasn't feeling really well that day. Not really sure what was up, but I just
You were better the next day.
Yeah, I was better the next day. I just needed a little bit of time. Probably just going like we normally do for cruises and Disney. Just kind of caught up with me, but I took a few naps throughout the day, and I felt better the next day, definitely. Yeah.
So after we hung out at the beach for a bit, and Christian and I went on Pelican Plunge, let me say that was an experience. If you're not familiar, we have a picture, right?
Oh yeah, we have the picture and the post video earlier on.
So the water slide goes into the ocean. The bottom of the water is 12 feet from where you come out of the slide. So if you are not a good swimmer, there are vests even for adults to use. And if you are shorter than, I think it's 48 inches tall, you are required to wear a vest. So Christian was required to wear a vest. I chose to wear a vest because I really didn't feel like, having to actually really swim myself back up after this water slide. Because it does put you down with some force. And again, it is 12 feet deep. I am a decent swimmer, but I am not, anything. I can swim.
Yeah.
But I chose to wear the vest.
And there's 2 levels of experience that you have. They have the open slide on the, if you're looking out at Pelican Plunge, on the left, and then the closed one on the right. The closed one on the right is more for the thrill seekers, I think is what the lifeguard said.
It was, okay, we got to the top, and I was going to go down before Christian and then wait far enough out that when he came down, I would be there. But the lifeguard made us go at the same time. Christian wasn't too happy about that, so that was part of his perhaps dislike of the experience. But we went down. It was fun. Christian forgot to close his mouth, so he got a mouthful. No, he did remember to close his mouth.
He forgot to plug his nose.
He forgot to hold on to his sunglasses, so they started to kind of like fly away. But it was a fun slide, and next time we go, he'll be, almost 8.
Yeah.
So it'll be a different experience for him. It was fun, and if you're feeling better, you know, you can do it as well. You do have to swim out to it, and then climb up the ladder and walk up the steps. But when we did it, it was a good time because right after we did it, the line started to get long.
Yeah.
So do it in the morning if you want a short wait time for it.
Yeah.
And then
we hung out a little bit more, swam a little bit more. The kids played in the sand while I napped. And then Christian wanted to go on a bike ride. So Miriya and Christian went on a bike ride on the interior of the island while Isabella and I went to the splash pad, which you guys saw earlier. She ran around, played with the other kids. She loves water. So one thing to note with that is it is not fresh water that they have in the jets. It is seawater. So if you see your little ones like trying to drink it, they're gonna get a mouthful of seawater.
Yeah.
So, but you guys rode to the interior of the island to the observation tower.
Yes. So the bike path is the 5K path, and then you can go further than that as well. So we went to the observation tower, parked our bikes, climbed up, looked around at the island from up there, which is super cool. And then Christian did not want to go further out to the other side of the island, which we've done once before. Yeah. He had only been riding a bike for real for a little over a month. He got a bike for Christmas. So at that point, this is the beginning of February. He had ridden his bike maybe 5 or 6 times because it was cold. Yes, it gets cold in Texas. It was cold, and he had ridden a couple times. But if we went now...
Oh, yeah.
He rides his bike every day now, okay? So if we were able to go to Castaway Cay now, and we went, he'd probably be able to do the bike path 2 times in the hour that we had the bikes for.
Oh, yeah.
He's fast.
Not to mention Isabella being older, so I think the next time we're at Castaway Cay, because the kids will all be older, either Isabella will have her own a bike of her own, or she can ride in the seat behind one of us while Christian rolls.
Yeah,
Well,
they
one of
do
us
have
chases
to
him
be
down.
3 to be on the bike at all. And well, Bella just turned 2, and we're not going to Castaway Cay this coming year, so she'll be about to be at least 4 by the time we go to Castaway Cay again, and she'll probably be riding or who knows what. They have kids bikes with and without training wheels, and adult bikes. They have girl bikes and boy bikes.
They've got bikes that have the little seat that are attached to behind the main rider for kids that aren't necessarily ready for their own bike.
Yeah.
So.
And everyone under 18 is required to wear a helmet on the island for the bikes. But it's a fun experience, and Christian had a good time, going out riding a bike. But again, it does get hot. Yeah. Oh, another thing. Someone had their bike tire popped, and I guess someone else passed them, or I'm not sure. But they brought a new bike out to them so they could finish their bike time. Yeah. I don't know exactly what, but they were off to the side waiting, and then they brought a golf cart out with the bike. So that was pretty cool. Maybe they even flagged down one of the trams going by, or who knows. Yeah. And then straight from the bike ride to take Christian to the kids club, which is all the way at the other end of the island.
Yep, because he wanted to eat lunch and in the Scuttles Cove.
Yes. He enjoyed that. I think he said they had chicken tenders that day.
Yeah.
And then when we were there the time last year, he said they had hot dogs.
Yeah.
So it's not the same thing all the time. I talked about food on the island, right?
Yep. Yeah, we took a video. You guys saw the video of Cookies.
Cookies 2.
Yeah, because we've eaten primarily at Cookies, but since we were down further on the beach, we went to Cookies 2 this time.
It's the same food, so you know either location is great. And then there is a barbecue as well at Serenity Bay. We did not go down there.
Yeah, the main difference is you get steak at Serenity Bay, and I think they have your burgers that are partially cooked, and then they finish them off while you're waiting there in line, so you get a fresh cheeseburger. But
I don't mind grabbing my spicy chicken sandwich from the tray and
honestly,
moving on.
I focus on the ribs, the mahi, and just the tons of other delicious things that they have.
You can get steak on the ship anytime, so
yeah, it's not that big of a deal.
I enjoyed my lunch, like I said. Bella enjoyed it, and
you guys saw the video of her eating the mahi on the beach. There's a little bit of sand in it, but that's okay.
That's okay. She also enjoyed the vitamin water soaked cookie because she's
she
vitamin water.
Yeah.
But on the island, they've got the soft serve. They've got cookies where you can get all the stuff we showed. Again, we don't really know what's going to happen once cruising starts again. Things could change. They probably will change at least a little bit. You know, it might be a cast member is serving you your food instead of you getting it yourself at the buffet. But I really don't see how it could change too much further than that because, you know, it's about efficiency and
when you've got ships that are fantasy and dream class ships that are coming in, and then eventually when the Wish is done in being built, it's gonna be going to Castaway as well. So I mean, it's gonna be a bigger ship. So you've got that many more guests that are gonna be arriving and going through those lines. So it's gonna be about efficiency.
But it's also Disney cares health and safety of their guests and their cast members is their number one priority.
Yeah.
So they're going to do what needs to be done to make sure that everyone is taken care of.
Yeah. That's definitely one thing that Disney has going for it is they want to do everything they can to make the guest experience pleasurable, but they're not going to cut corners at the risk of guest safety or crew safety, definitely. Exactly. And that's why you see, just walking around, you see tons of guest services, hostesses that are cleaning constantly, whether it's wiping down rails, whether it's wiping down walls.
The elevators.
Yeah, the elevators. They do a really good job when it comes to safety of the cast and crew.
Yeah. So then it was pretty much time. Oh, Bella wanted to play in the water a little bit more. That's right. So we did that, and then it was time to pick Christian up from the club. Which
he was, of course, upset about because they just had, because it was so hot on the island, the youth activities counselors had the kids all under a shade when I arrived, and they were having them all make sure that they were drinking water throughout the whole time, and then they had just been released as I got checked in to go get him, so he's kind of upset that they had their mandatory break time and then they were just getting out to play. But we made it up to him. We took him up to the pool deck and let him play around.
Yeah, the kids played, and then I think we got some ice cream.
Probably. Ice cream's always good.
I mean, when don't we get some ice cream?
Exactly.
And then Christian wanted to go to the club. He always wants to go to the club.
And then we watched us pull away from Castaway Cay, and the cast members did their standard wave off. And then it was time for dinner.
Which
you saw dinner.
And then
we didn't really do it. Yeah, we just kind of hung out. That's why we like cruises that Castaway isn't the night before debarkation. We like being able to go full blast at Castaway and then know that we've got a day or so at sea to decompress, kind of get back into the normal rhythm of things.
Yeah, so I mean, we've done both. So
Yeah.
when we did the fantasy for Star Wars Day at Sea, which I highly recommend, it's a great cruise. We had a lot of fun, but Castaway Cay was the last day. So we did our stuff on the island. We got back. We went to I can't remember, it's Dory or Nemo's reef on the fantasy, the splash area, and Christian went down the Mr. Ray slide like 30 times.
Yeah.
And we got a snack, and then it was time to pack while Christian was at the club so that we didn't have to do it after dinner.
Yeah. So,
On the Wanderer, it was, well, okay, let me hit on the Dream real quick. The Dream, because we did not get off at Castaway Cay because we weren't able to, was more like having a sea day, so it was more leisurely and we were able to pack and not have to worry.
Yeah.
But I like having 2 sea days at the end of the cruise
Yeah.
as opposed to at the beginning of the cruise, because I just think it's more relaxing. I like getting the ports of call out of the way and then relaxing at the end so that you're packing on a sea day, so you can do it kind of like throughout the day, but we'll hit on that on the last day's video as well. But I mean, they both have their
benefits.
benefits, but I really
we
like
prefer it.
sea days at the end. And it's a good thing that our itinerary got tweaked a little bit, because we were supposed to have the 2 sea days at the beginning of this sailing, and then it changed because we were supposed to go to Key West on Wednesday, but it got changed to Sunday. So while we weren't able to do a museum that we wanted to in Key West because it was closed on Sundays, we did end up having the 2 sea days at the end, which
worked out for us.
I like.
Yeah.
So,
But the next few videos are going to be our last 2 sea days that we had, and then following that is going to be our debarkation. And,
we might lump that in because there wasn't a whole bunch.
yeah, that's true. We just kind of got off the ship and rolled out.
But just because it's sea days does not mean that we did not have fun or
no,
did not have things to do on the ship.
There's some really cool stuff that the team has that Christian really enjoyed. You'll see those in our second to last, our last sea day. But there's definitely so much to do that even though it's a sea day and you're not in port, you still have a lot of
relaxing fun. And we took the opportunity to do something we have not done before, and we ate lunch in one of the main dining rooms. So
which was definitely an experience.
Look forward to that in next week's video.
Yep. So until then, we'll see you next time.